Hey, how's everybody doing out there today? Welcome to the Canadian Islander Fan. My name's Terry, and I am pumped for some Islander hockey. I think Islander fans have got a lot to be excited about lately. Probably for the first time in the season that we've had something to be feeling good about. We're on a bit of a roll here. It's been very sporadic. It's been moved out over time. But we are on a pretty good run here right now, and which is good news for the Islanders. And so now we're playing a real opponent tonight, an opponent that we all really hate, the Toronto Maple Leafs. So it's a bit of a test for us here. I said it would take 2 weeks to get the rust off, so I don't think the rust is quite off yet. However, there was a lot of signs that were pointing that we're pretty much just about there. So we got lucky with playing some weaker teams while we were coming back from this breaks. What 1, 2, 3, 4 breaks, how many ever we had. So things are looking up in Islander land. We're one game over 500, and it would be something really nice for this franchise if the Islanders pulled this one off today. So at the end of my podcast yesterday, once I turned off recording, is when I found out about Clark Gillies. So I've got to say something about Clark Gillies here before we start the podcast. What a great man. And I am just absolutely shocked. Absolutely shocked. He looked so healthy and so fit and didn't look like anything was wrong. But if I know Clark, when something happened, he just hit it from all of us. He's that type of guy. Man, he'll be missed. He's the first one from the dynasty to leave us, and I fear that another may be along the way soon, but we won't even think that right now. All I can do is think about Clark Gillies right now, who I remember watching this guy in junior, and he was something. He was really something. I lived in Moose Jaw. Clark was from Moose Jaw. I played for the Regina Pats, but I wasn't there at that time. But I do remember watching Clark and going, wow, this guy is really good. I had no idea at the time that he was going to end up being a New York Islander, but thankfully he did become a New York Islander because he was just a huge piece of our Stanley Cup runs. And he was a huge piece from the early set or in the 70s as well, because he's what got us back to respectability. Beating the crap out of Dave Schultz was a turning point for this franchise, that we are legit. Nobody's going to push us around, and that we were the best team in the NHL. And we went through struggles with Clark. He stayed around the island. There's two guys that I think of when it comes to alumni, when it comes to the New York Islanders, and that's Bobby Nye and Clark Gillies. And it's really unfortunate that we lost one. And my real last memory of Clark was the Belmont opening and whatnot. So I'm glad Clark got a chance to see UBS and whatnot. It's just a sad time for Islander fans. He was one hell of an Islander, and his numbers so deservedly deserves to be up in those rafters hanging for as long as the Islanders exist. He's in the Hall of Fame. He will be a guy that's not forgotten. No doubt he was a member of three people who, in my opinion, were the best NHL hockey line ever in the history of the NHL. So sad day for us with Clark. Let's win this one for number 9 today, guys. He would have loved us beating the Toronto Maple Leafs. He would have just loved us beating the Toronto Maple Leafs. I know he would have. So anyway, I'm going to try to move on and get going with the game here. But this one's a heartbreaker. This one really hit me kind of hard. I really like Clark. He's a great guy. Anyway, I'll try to move on here. Okay, so big game for us tonight here. We don't want to drop back to 500. This is a key game here, as last one was key that we didn't lose, so that we dropped back under 500. Since we went up one game over 500, it's now important not to drop back to 500. It's time to start building a little bit of a space in between 500 here and start getting into the column, because most of the teams right now in the East are like 15 to 12 games over 500 right now. So we got to get up in and around that area, but we just keep slowly plugging away and we'll get there. Today's going to be a tough game. This is probably our hardest game since Washington. I think that the Leafs are actually a better team than Washington right now. So this will be our toughest task, even though the Leafs are always inconsistent. You can always count on the Leafs being inconsistent, but one thing they're not inconsistent with, they've got the number one power play in the NHL. So we definitely have to keep out of the box today. That is a must. And it's not like we're going to get any breaks if we get power plays, because right now the Leafs are seventh in the league in penalty killing, and we're 10th. So the penalty killing will be good from both sides, but we just definitely have to stay out of the box with that number one power play for the Leafs and that. So the hated John Tavares is back with the Islanders, and boo away, but I couldn't care less about this guy anymore. I really couldn't. So I just want to beat this team, because I really can't stand this team. Being a Canadian, the Leafs are shoved down our throat with the media, and anybody who doesn't live in Ontario is nicknamed TSN, the sports network, to just Toronto Sports Network, because that's all they ever do is pump the tires of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I'd really like to win this one for a little bit of bragging rights with my brother. He's a Leafs fan, so I'd like to shove it down his throat here like I've been doing for the last few years. So anyway, this is a big game for the Islanders. One thing that I have noticed in the past is last game, we started out the first and second period really bad. And the game before that, we started out really slow. So it's really important that we get on it tonight and get on our toes right from the start. So not to fall behind this team, because we know these guys can score. So I'm not really sure who's going to be in net tonight. Wouldn't surprise me to see Ilya Sorokin, but I'm thinking more than likely it's going to be Varley. So anyway, guys, let's take it to the Leafs. Let's end this weekend on a real happy note with 2 wins and 2 games over 500 and beating the Leafs and on a winning streak and feeling good about ourselves for the first time in a very, 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 very long time. So excited about this game. So I'll see you in between the first and second period. Let's go Islanders, kick some butt. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my God. New York Islanders trail the Toronto Maple Leafs 2-1 on 2 super soft goals. Oh man, that is just a killer, absolute killer. I really thought the Islanders were the better team that period. Yeah, the Leafs may have outshot us, but I definitely thought that we had the better of the play. We missed on some hard shots and stuff like that. So we were going at them. The only time, oh man, I am so choked about this. We give up 2 lame penalties, and the rest seem so reluctant to call one against Toronto. And PK does a great job, like it always has been this year, and kill the number 1 power play 2 in a row. And then we get the power play. And it was funny because I was thinking to myself before the power play even started, I was thinking, keep an eye on Marner. The guy scores more goals on shorthanded than he does on the power play. He's only scored 1 goal on the power play in the last 101 games. And he has 2 shorties against us this year already. And he's scored other shorties, I think, as well this year. So just brutal. Varley, he started the game strong, made a couple of good saves, but you know what? I'm starting to get tired. As much as I love Barry, I'm starting to get tired of his words, because his words are starting to be meaningless to me, because he talks about accountability and how he holds everybody accountable for this and that. In my opinion, there's only 2 players that he holds accountable. One is Bellows and the other is Wahlstrom. And then he just flip-flops them now. Do one little mistake and you're out of the lineup. I counted 4 giveaways from Bailey this period, but that guy can go 20 games, giving up 12 giveaways a game and never have anything done to him. Now, if we don't have time, we don't have games like this to throw away, where we should at least minimum be tied, if not leading after 1 period, to throw away. And if Sorokin's not in the net to start the second period, then what Trot says is just bogus. It's not accountability. Veterans have one, okay, you made the team, you're good. You don't ever have to be accountable for nothing. And don't worry, I'll take it all out on the rookies. Well, man, oh man, this period is just so disappointing. It's been a while since I've been ramped up like this, and probably because like I feel the jitters in this game. I know this is a big game. I feel the excitement. I've been watching rather calm lately because we're so far behind, but we come back and now we're starting to win. Now we're playing a vaunted team that we hate, not vaulted, Butch. It's called vaunted. Uh, yeah, see, I'm mad at everybody. Wow, brutal, brutal, brutal. The team actually played pretty good, and Varley to do that. I better see Sorokin between the pipes starting the second period. Like I said, or Barry's just nothing but hot air. That's all I'll say about that. Congratulations going out to Zach Parise. A really great job on that goal and a super smart play by Scotty Mayfield. He saw that play work last night and it worked again tonight. And so Zach finally scores a beauty. It was a big game. It got the fans pumped. I was pumped. I was looking so forward to the second period already. And now nothing. Don't get me wrong. We can come back and win this game. We're playing better than them, but we need Sorokin in between the pipes if we're going to do that tonight. Yeah, it's so frustrating to watch Bailey just give giveaway after giveaway and know that Wallstrom is sitting on the bench for probably some dumb rookie thing he did, which Barry thinks is correcting him. I don't know, man. Like, it's the accountability is just not the same for the players on the New York Islanders. And I said it and I believe it. And that's just the way that is. And so I probably I should probably stop talking now and just leave it at. I thought the Islanders were the better team. I thought our goaltending was the worst it's ever been. And yeah, I still think we can win this game. We need to come back, and I probably need to stop talking so I can calm down a bit before the second period starts. But so disappointed with the turn of events there. That was just tragic. Okay, hopefully I'll be feeling a lot better in between the second and third period. Take care, everybody. After 2 periods of play, Toronto Maple Leafs lead the New York Islanders 3-1 in a pretty listless period for the Islanders. You would never know that they were playing desperate hockey or so. What they always preach at their press conferences is what they're doing, and sure didn't look like it to me. Now, I know as a former hockey player that you can't be up for every game and that, but you can't afford this, that's for sure. And I don't know, I think I may title this podcast Empty Words. I'm pretty disappointed seeing Varlamov come back into the net, and as most people who know me know that I'm a huge Varley supporter, but you know what, Barry, I'm getting real tired of your especially the word accountable with Barry anymore, because it's each and every game is too important for us to throw away. And if you had to bring in Ilya to play in the second period for, to play 5 periods in 2 days, so be it. If it means getting the win. Now, it may end up being all for naught anyway, because we would have to score another goal for that to have mattered, but which we haven't done, as the Leafs increased their lead with a goal by Morgan Rielly. And I got to tell you, Varlamov looked really slow getting side to side on that. I truly believe Ilya would have had that goal as well. I believe Ilya would have had all 3 goals tonight, and the Islanders would be winning 1-0. I know you can't really blame the goaltender when you only score 1 goal, but in this situation, you kind of can. And then you can also kind of blame the coach for leaving him in and spotting him another goal. So, yeah, I used to hang on every word that Barry, with all his press conferences, and believe me, I think I've watched I would say I've watched 98% of Barry's press conferences since he's been an Islander head coach. And I'm hearing one thing and I'm seeing another thing. And yeah, it's amazing how veterans can just do whatever they want and get away with it. And the word accountable is it does it only applies to if you have three or less years of experience in the NHL. These rules only apply to you. There's other rules for the veterans and that, and you might as well just come out and say it, Barry. Very disappointed. This is probably the lowest I felt about Barry coaching the Islanders right now. Don't get me wrong, I'm not preaching to get him fired or anything, but I'm also getting tired of just the empty words. To me, they're empty words in the press conferences and that. The Islanders, I can't believe with how little they came out in that second period. You would have thought they would have been eager to, I thought they were the better team in the first period, and you would have thought they would have come out flying because knowing that they could easily get the lead back if they were playing like they were in the first period, and they just decided not to. And we're probably going to lose this game. However, if there's one thing that we've got going for us, and we only have, believe me, one thing going for us right now, is the fact that I believe the Leafs have blown multiple goal leads 4 times in the last 5 games. So there's that. They've blown third period leads, 2-goal leads, a lot of leads they've blown in the last recent history. And that's why their coach was so upset with them, calling them a soft team. But we need another couple shifts from the Clutterbuck line like they did when they were out there hitting bodies. That was good. But everybody else has got to get engaged as well. And if they don't follow the identity lines, lead, it's not going to help us. And that was a nice shift, but that was only one. We need another one. We need to come out flying in this third period and get this game to overtime or just win it outright. So anyway, pretty disappointed in the game, pretty disappointed in Varley tonight. But it happens. That's hockey. So we'll see you after the game. Hopefully I'm in better spirits then. Talk to you later. The New York Islanders fall 3-1 to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and what can be summed up as a bad game, very bad game. Islanders fall back 500 after losing this one tonight. I can easily think of 3 reasons off the top of my head why we lost this game tonight. Number 1 on that list would definitely be Semyon Varlamov, who I thought should have had all 3 goals. The only one I'd give a maybe on is the third one, but man, it was like he wasn't even expecting that pass to come across the crease. He was hugging the other post so bad and took forever to get over there, where I guess I'm getting so used to see how lightning quick Sorokin is at getting side to side that little bit spoiled. So yeah, I think Ilya would have pitched a shutout tonight. Does anybody here who's watching this right now think Toronto played well tonight? I thought they were horrible. I thought the Islanders were horrible. But the most horrible of the bunch was Varlamov, letting 3 goals in like that. And brutal. Number 2 reason why we lost tonight is we didn't match Toronto's effort. They won because they tried harder, and that's one of the reasons they won. I guess they made their own breaks. Engvall there, he didn't give up till the very end. He kept pushing and trying to score to the 0.4 of a second left, and Varley just. I'm surprised Varlamov wasn't halfway off the ice by then, because he didn't look ready for it at all. So yeah, we didn't match their effort, and overall it was a pretty boring game. And the third reason I would say would be coaching. First time I've ever said that in Barry Trotz era. But you know what? Like I said, as you saw my rants throughout this podcast, I've had enough. I've had enough of it. I saw Bailey at about the 5-6 giveaway range when It's late. Well, it's not late. It's midway through the second period or third period. 12 minutes left. The Islanders grab a power play. Is Bailey held accountable? No, 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 no. We'll throw Bailey out on the first line for the power play, and within 5 seconds, his giveaway, and the puck's down the ice, and we don't get in the zone for 40 seconds. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, okay, well, Barry's accountability. I'm sure we probably won't be seeing Bailey anymore tonight, but no. Let's throw him out there for the 6-on-5. Where? Guess what he had? Surprise. He had a giveaway, and he also had another one that he could have taken a shot, but no. We don't want to do that. I like to pass the puck. So you know what, Barry, are you going to hold Bailey accountable? Are you going to hold all the other veterans who had crap games tonight accountable? Probably not. The only people that are held accountable are rookies, and that's it. And I've heard this argument before from Washington fans about the rookies versus vets, and I'm really starting to see it. And it's becoming a hindrance right now for us because our players aren't held accountable. There's only a certain group that are held accountable. So anyway, very poor effort by the Islanders. There are no excuses. So back to back, nope, no excuse there. We've shown that we can win those easily. So yep, no excuses on that. So the worst part about it is Toronto sucked. They didn't play. They played just as bad as us. But like I said, the effort got it for them. So yeah. All right, let's go through it. Austin Czarnik, thought the effort was there. Made a lot of good defensive plays tonight. I noticed a lot of good defensive plays out there by him. So he wasn't too bad, not as good as he had been in some of his previous games, but nothing too bad. Zach Parise, very happy for him that he got rewarded with a goal tonight. He earned that. He's one guy who you can always count on 100% effort every game. And we got that out of Zach. And so, yeah, I can't complain. You just heard me bitching about Bailey. So you pretty much know what I think of his game tonight. So, but I forgot. Bailey got 2 points last game. So that's a 20-game pass for Bailey now. So he can do whatever he wants for 20 games and will not be held accountable for it at all. Matt Barzal, how unusually unnoticeable tonight. Yeah, he wasn't engaged. Not his best game by a mile. A little bit of a push at the end there, but not enough. Cal Clutterbuck, I thought he had a really good game. Once again, Cal leading the charge, and actually the identity line had a fairly good game. They played well. They played their game. They were one of the few lines that I can say had a good game tonight, and they've had better, but they tried. They tried to get the guys going in that, and everybody else just didn't follow suit. So hard to blame those guys. They were taking the body. They were pushing hard. The effort was there, which you couldn't see with everybody else out there. So I thought Cal had a good game, had a couple of chances, and Zeker had a good game as well. And I thought Matt Martin had his best game in a long time. I thought he had a really good game on the identity line tonight, where usually he's the third of three. But tonight he was really good. Good game for Matty. I think he was out there probably playing for big number 9. So yeah, good for him. And so Zeker had a pretty good game as well. So Anthony Beauvillier, I could see his effort, but he was making a lot of nothing happen out there. And yeah, it just wasn't really just wasn't his game, but he was trying at least a little bit. Kiefer Bellows didn't really stick out, but the one thing I did notice about him not sticking out tonight is that bottom line is, even when Kiefer's being unnoticeable and he may not be engaged with his body like he normally can be, anytime he gets a chance, he will shoot. And he ended up I count 2 off the top of my head. He may have got more shots tonight, but if the opportunity's there, he fires it away. So I'll give him that. But yeah, I really think Wahlstrom could have helped us out tonight. Yeah, I think he could have helped us out a lot. I really do, because he's so physically dominating and gets the guys engaged, and he shoots the puck and he scores goals. Yeah, let's bench that guy. Whoa, what is he? Second or third in scoring, for goal scoring on the team, and yet he still gets pined. I don't get it. Whatever. Anders Lee, not enough from Anders tonight either. So he's still trying to do his thing in front of the net, but just not enough. Brock Nelson was horrible tonight too. he had such a good game last night. Like, you could see his energy level was up. He was looking sharp and everything, and just polar opposite tonight, man. A guy could barely stand on his skates, couldn't make a play. But I'm still racking this one for Brock up to the lack of games that he's played in the last month. So he's pretty much there, but you can be a little up and down coming back from an injury. Last night was an up, tonight's a down for sure. Pedro, I thought played pretty good tonight. He seemed engaged, enjoying playing with Barzell there and Lee for a while. So had some good players, but he was engaged, but still need some goals out of these guys. So yeah. Robin Salo, man, watching him work that power play, holy cow. He's going to be so good. Even though, well, you know what, who needs a number one D guy between Dobson and Salo? You just give them each a unit, and whoever's hotter, you put on the number one unit. I would probably, with when Wahlstrom's playing, I would probably have him with Salo. I just think Salo's a better passer than Wally, or not Wally, but Dobby. But the problem is, Salo will only give you one chance, because if you give it back, he's probably going to shoot it. So I love that about him. So good game by Salo. Adam Pelech, man. Just when you think the guy can't get any better, he has a game like tonight. Like, he was absolutely outstanding. On that 3-on-1, I knew Pelech would break it up, and he broke it up so fast and so quick and skated away with the puck. 3-on-1. Some of the plays I saw him out there making tonight were just on another level. Man, he is something to watch. He really is. He's one hell of a NHL defenseman. Wow. Wow is a good adjective for Pelech. He's just wow. Unbelievable how good he is. Andy Green, same thing. Yeah, he was solid, unspectacular, just like Andy. He was trying to shoot away some pucks tonight too. There was a sequence where he was on the point and we had them hemmed in. Andy was doing all the right things, distributing to the right places, trying to take a shot when the shot was there and whatnot. So good game by Andy. Scott Mayfield as well also had a pretty good game. I should mention Salo did have one really bad giveaway tonight, but that's a rookie. I thought Scott was pretty good. He was engaged, made that nice flip pass for getting an assist tonight. So Scott and Adam are really starting to rack up the points now. So good for them. And I thought Z was back in form tonight. He looked pretty good out there. He's even skating with the puck tonight. So I was like, oh, go Z, go. And he was cranking them. There's a couple there that, man, if they just hit the net, those babies were going in. So overall, pretty good defensive game by Z. And as for Varley, I don't really want to talk about Varley tonight because probably what I got to say is not very nice. So I'm just gonna keep it at that and just write it off as one of those games. And we need better than that, though. So yeah, that's kind of where it is. So we lose a pretty important game here. We've showed that we can't beat a good team this year. We come back from the breaks and we're beating all the crap teams. And so far, the only two losses in recent memory are Washington and Toronto. And I didn't think Washington played very good against us either. That was basically a 1-0 game. And I didn't think Toronto played very good against us either. And so very winnable games, and we couldn't do it. We just couldn't beat a good team. So that's going to have to change pretty quick. Doesn't change quick. It's going to be a long season. So yeah, I'm overly really disappointed in the team tonight. I guess I'd be singing their praises if we had a 1-0 with Ilya in the net tonight, wouldn't I? Probably. So there you go. It's hard to blame. Well, no, it's not hard to blame the players. The softies from Varley were bad, really bad. So anyway, we're back down to 500, and the conquest is to get back one game over again. Let's hope we can do that. We got Philly one more time. So once again, the schedule is being kind to us to get us out of this rust funk and whatnot. And really, by the time we play the Philadelphia game, there's really not much more excuses for rust. You know, we're back. So that's pretty much it. So anyway, disappointing loss to Toronto Maple Leafs. Islanders go down 3-1 tonight. So I want all you people out there to take care and peace out.